Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Level Up Podcast. This is your host, Omar Al-Duri. In this episode, we're bringing you an inspiring story of an entrepreneur who's making a difference in her community and industry. Today, we have the pleasure of speaking to Dr. Majida Alazazi, an Emirati businesswoman and visionary behind the UAE's first electric car. Can't wait for that. Dr. Alazazi's entrepreneurship and also journey is one of determination, passion, and innovation. Her story is a testament to the power of perseverance and the ability to turn an idea into reality. And if it's anything to go by how we were speaking offline, this is going to be great. In this episode, we will dive into her childhood, her early influences, inspirations, and the challenges she faced on her path to success. You can tell I'm excited. Can't wait for this one. Dr. Majida, welcome to the show.
Thanks a lot. I'm happy actually not to be part of this chat.
And I enjoyed the chat before the chat. When we were talking before that was great. So I know this episode is going to be fantastic. Can you talk to me about your childhood here? Because I think that has a big part to play in the last part of Level Up.
I don't think it was, different than any, the childhood for the UAE, let us to say, people here. Mm-hmm. But when I was actually in that age, I was, by nature, I was leader. Because, all the kids, they were, just behind me and they were, for example, follow me whenever I will be. Right. They were with me like that. And let us to say, there is, some features that you got it, from by generation. Let us
genetics.
To say. Genetics, exactly.
Yes. Okay.
It was coming, from dad, from my grandpa, and like that. Yeah. And I got it since that, age. I was not even listening, to anyone, even my mommy. She was, suffering from me because whatever that I want, I did it. Yeah. I did it exactly.
What age was this roughly?
It was between 7 to 13.
Okay.
In that age.
That's pretty early.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Before the teenager, let us say, or in that time, in that age, it was horrible.
Yeah.
I could not, even recognize myself.
Okay. Now I want to see that person. And then through your childhood, obviously you started to develop characteristics to the woman that you are today. And part of your level up is the incredible things you have achieved. But how did you get into that? How did you get into automotive and entrepreneurship and all the things you're doing now as a doctor as well? When did you decide you wanted to do these things?
I think, as I mentioned before, there is, some, let us to say, features or something in your personal, let us to say, behavior that was coming, by genetic. I was, having, different gifts. Okay. I'm painter. Mashallah, I'm good singer. Yes, mashallah, in Quran and Tajweed, I'm perfect. I was even teacher, volunteer during my education. Okay. To educate the other how the Quran and Tajweed. There is, a lot of things. Yeah. It's mixing in my personal, let us to say. Yeah. The personality things that I have. And later on, I was, even designer. I did, designing decoration home and like that since maybe secondary school. I was leader in different place when I was in the school. And in that time, after that, when I joined to the university, my family, they were thinking, like the normal people. They were not even allowed me, for example, to be a designer, architecture designer. I was, asking my brother, because I lost my father the third day of my birth. Because of that, the most probably my brothers who were, manage us and lead us. And I was, just asking them, actually, hope to be, architecture engineer. Immediately I found, that, they refused actually not to let me join that, let's say, exactly. after a while, then they need me, to be teacher.
Okay.
All the UAE families in that time.
Yes.
In that, in the 19th.
Yes.
The beginning of 19th. And then I told them, okay, I will accept that. Then when I joined that, field, after one course, immediately I joined to the other field.
Right. Okay.
In that time, it was agriculture college.
Okay.
And one of the specialists in that college, it was actually the food industry.
Okay.
To be engineer in that field, which is mean I have to be actually either industrial engineer, or to be even manager of any factory, in UAE.
Right.
When they actually know which field that I was studying in that time, when I finished the bachelor degree.
Well, with all these things, how did you decide what to specialize in?
I told you. Whatever I want, I did.
You did,
in that time, exactly.
Okay.
I could not listen. I could not do something I'm not even, interested. Not just interesting. Love on that things. Okay. I have been love on that industry, especially when we starting studying that special or in that let us to say field. I saw how we could build the factory from scratch. How we could manage, for example, the industrial let us to say field, from build that factory to the design it and to manage it. There is etc. things that really I was interested in that time to have it.
Amongst these things, one thing you can't say that someone else did before you was the first electric car.
Yes.
Let's not be modest now. What inspired you to pursue the development of the UAE's first electric car?
Let us to say, if you want to be yourself, as an entrepreneur, not as a businessman or businesswoman. There is a lot of businessmen and businesswomen here, but to be entrepreneur, it is totally different. And even I was, having a lecture in UAE University, Abu Dhabi University, 3 weeks ago. I was just explaining to them. I told them, don't tell me the businessman, he looks like the entrepreneur. Entrepreneur, it is totally different. That person, he's supposed, to create something that wasn't exist. He's creating, let us to say, the business from the people demand. He's supposed, to analyze that market, what they need, how we will be, let us to say, futuristic in our business, not just to imitate the other business, like for example, the cafe or abaya, or I'm not saying bad things about them, but soon or later they will lose that business, and they will be out of it. Why? Correct. Because of the demand of these things, it is already full in our market. Because of that, once you have any plan and you are planning, to create something, if that things, it will not coming from your passion, from your knowledge, from your education, from your experience. You have to be expert in this, not just to get someone else to do that job on behalf of you. That will not be you. You got my point, and it will not be succeed because it will be related to that person. If when he will leave you, you will lose that business. Because of that, I'm planning to do something unique, something that will add value to this country. You got my point? Because our leaders, thanks God, alhamdulillah, we are actually in UAE. You know what's that mean, UAE? A lot of people worldwide, just they are, dream to be part of this country. Correct. And we are, mashallah, here. We have every single thing. The infrastructure, it has been, built and established to us. There is a lot of let us to say, the advantage things. It is available, but just it's need, someone who be a hunter, to get them and to use those tools, let us to say, which is available in our country.
And as one of those people who's often described as a trailblazer or a leader, setting the path rather than following the trail, what sort of challenges do you face when you create something so unique?
See, the big challenge, the big challenges that I have been actually in. Once I decide, to leave the big position that has been actually ready for me with unbelievable salary. You get my point? And it will make you, stable. But I could not, find myself there. Honestly, there is, something from God in my mind when I'm going, to pray, for example, morning. Alhamdulillah, that I didn't, cut it since maybe 20 years, mashallah. Alhamdulillah. Yeah. I have, something in my mind, just, manage me and lead me. No, this is not you. This is not your destiny. You have, to be yourself. You have, to do what the God He's created you to be. You got my point? Sometimes the people, they didn't even know the purpose of their life. Unfortunately, they are thinking, no, khalas, I'm late. Yeah, I will just get married and then I will get a child. This is okay. There is, some people like that, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He's creating, He was creating us, for such purpose in this life. We didn't come, for nothing. I found that things, it is actually, let us to say, created before for me, to be different than the normal lady. You have, to do this. You have, to leave this position. Don't be happy with that salary, with that position. No, your purpose in this life, it is totally different than other. This is exactly what I heard in my mind. Always, especially and sometimes when I was praying al-Fajr time.
And it's a powerful time in the morning, and it's one of those times which they normally say is the clearest pathway when you pray.
That's right.
Sounds like an aha moment as well, which we spoke about before this. What is your why, doctor? Why do you do what you do in such an amazing way?
This is exactly what I told you. Instead of having, the normal life that any other people or other person he could, live it, I could not, let us to say, to be happy with that life. I need some challenge in my life that will make me really, let us to say, like my life, like, indeed, I have, to do these things. You got my point?
Yes.
This is how it looks like. That will make me, having passion,
yes,
do something like that. Because of that, if you see a lot of even the business, for example, I was established the first business in 2002.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
In 2002,
Allah.
when I was, mashallah, having big position in Saha in Abu Dhabi, but I didn't believe or even accept to get my salary from someone else, even from the government. I said, why I'm not the person who's giving that salary to the other, to be someone independently, independent or rely on himself. You got my point?
Yes.
And he's able, to let us to say to put his fingerprint in for this country, adding value to this country.
Yeah.
This is how I was thinking. I wasn't, thinking about the challenge that will make me or that will depress me, and I will not move forward. No, it was actually making me more passionate more. Exactly.
I like the fact that it sounds like rather than being comfortable and just settle, that you almost encourage discomfort for challenge to increase your passion. This is what I understood from what you said.
Yes.
How important is it to embrace fear and discomfort in order to grow as a person?
I think, if you are having such, let us to say, plan or vision, like what I have, you have to accept the challenges itself like a part of your life, or you will not be survived. Because, there is, some sacrifice that you have, to do it in your life. For example, for my social life, it's like, I don't have social life.
Really?
Yes, unfortunately. Okay. You have, you have, to sacrifice to do something.
Of course.
If you are looking, to get, or to be, more succeed.
Yes.
The successful needs some
sacrifices.
Exactly.
Yes.
You got my point?
Yes.
This is how it looks like. All the people, they were thinking, oh, how this lady did. Okay, I did all this stuff, but opposite of that.
Yes.
there is, let us say, cost or the bill you have, to pay.
Yes.
You get my
I like that. No, it's interesting because I think looking at obviously all, mashallah, the amazing things you've done and understanding that. It's obvious that you've made sacrifices. It's obvious that you haven't just settled, and you've always continued to challenge yourself regardless of what's happening. So I have to ask you this question because I'm interested in your vision of not just the UAE, not just electric cars, but where is all this going? Like, what is the future looking like with all these amazing things that keep coming up, and you being involved in them as well? Alhamdulillah. What is the vision for all this?
Yeah, I will tell you something. You know what that mean? You told me actually there is a lot of things upcoming, and I'm a part of this. And sometimes I'm doing something. Later on, the government, it will make it like rules.
Yeah.
Yes, this actually, it's giving you clarity about how you will be visionary person. The entrepreneur. He's supposed, to be visionary person. He's supposed, to read more than other. He has, to open his mind to see, to analyze the other market. For example, there is a lot of people. When I was even in my thesis, when I was defend your topic, my doctor, all the inspectors, they were laughing. They told me, what? It was in 2012.
Okay. Wow.
Majida, what do you think? What the industry that you are talking about? I told them, I have, to have, some, you have, to be, the initiative, it should be come from us.
Yeah.
Even, to keep our country aware about, this industry, how the importance of this industry. Because in that time and the previous time, I was, traveling from area to area. I was in Germany and Turkey and France and London, everywhere. And I saw all these countries, how they were having that power. You get my point? From where? From the industry. And which industry? Automotive industry. That made me, thinking and think. I was, thinking. I have, to do that things, to keep or to open our decision maker in UAE about, about the importance of this industry. Because of that, I came up with that things. And alhamdulillah, when I opened the first factory to Sandstorm, now, if you ask me how many factories in UAE, more than 3 factories than our factory. Could imagine that?
Yeah.
I attract the people worldwide and the manufacturer company. I opened their eyes about, how the UAE, it is actually the good environment to accept, this type of industry.
When you were talking there, you said things like Germany, London, Turkey, and travel. How important is travel as education for the UAE?
It's adding, a lot of values because, you have been met a lot of people. You will accept by default, by the way, their idea. I wasn't, the most people, they were thinking I was studying in UK and USA and UK since beginning. When I was joined the health authority, they were thinking I'm someone different than other. They told me, are you sure you haven't been there? In that time I wasn't even reached to the UK. But because I'm thinking like them, you have not read different articles about the other let us say authors and researchers, what they did, where they found the strength in the market itself. All this stuff, the accumulation of this knowledge, it will make you someone different than other. This is how it looks like. It was the people, you have jinni in your head. I was laughing. I told them, yes. It wasn't talking about, the something which is not real. No, it was really you have, to accumulation of every single things that you have been, through. You got my point?
Yeah.
Education, met people, visit those places, think broad than other, or than your the countries, let us to say. Open the barriers, keep it away from your mind. By this way, be knowledgeable, educate yourself.
Yes.
Continuous learning. All the people, they told me, your doctor, khalas. You have, to stop even think, to continue. I told them, if I will think like that's mean from that day, I'm planning, to kill myself. Because, without having, the knowledge and upgrade yourself with different knowledge, you will not be, you will be nothing.
See, again, you've said something that there was like a light bulb that went off in the back of my head. We're talking about continuous growth and development. And obviously earlier you also said that you were going to schools and doing talks and everything. But who did you look up to when you were growing up?
God by himself. No one else. Honestly, because even my family, they were against me. All of them. They were not believe on the woman. She's capable, to do such things, which is away from her nature. This is how they are.
Is that a regional thing, or is that
not regional? Family, sometimes yes.
But because of the way our families think, is that why? Because you're a woman?
They are. I broke those things, by the way.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
Because they were, do you think you are man to do all this stuff?
Yeah.
They were actually, against me.
Yeah.
I could not, even find, for example, any support from them.
How hard was that?
It was so hard, by the way, more than the other, because the stranger or the other people, I don't care about them. But once you find those barriers, and sometimes even they were joking, say she's crazy. What the thing that you are doing? Are you thinking? Please, just go and be calm and
and just do what you're supposed to do.
And rethink exactly. Rethink about your passion.
How young were you at that time?
20, 21.
So as a 21-year-old, and you're being told, slow down, the strength that you have to say, no, this is what I want to, this is my passion, is massive. If you could go back and give yourself any advice, what advice would you give yourself?
To keep going, to do same things again and again.
But you kept going. And you kept doing that. But what would you do differently?
Yeah, the advice, okay.
Yeah.
This is actually really, let us to say the best advice that I have to say it today. Don't open your business without having enough knowledge. I got, for example, the first business, it was actually decoration design, and I got courses, but how to do that business in the proper way, I didn't understand things until I finished my MBA.
Hey.
In that time, really, I said, Astaghfirullah, if I know the MBA, it will add value. I didn't open all these companies before, because I lost a lot of money. Because I wasn't knowledgeable. Once you have the knowledge, and you have passion, and you have all this stuff together, and that moment you will be actually succeed. The successful, it will not come like that. You got my point?
Yeah.
The most people, they thought no, the business, it's easy, I will just buy and sell and like that. No, it's totally different. You have to have a lot of let us to say skills. You got my point? And you will not be successful unless you have let us to say great or solid ground.
I like that.
To build up
I like that.
your business based on that things.
I mean, I can talk to you all day, Doctor, but we have to wrap this up. But how important is trust in building? When you build a company, or you build a team, or you build the first electric car, how important is trust?
Okay, the trust. It's the most difficult point, let us to say, the trust. I tried, to see. I'm not manager. I'm a leader. There's a huge difference between, both words, by the way, or both ways. The manager, he's supposed, to be actually on top of anyone, and he has, to say something, and no one can argument him. At the same time, he's tough. He's sometimes he will be, or most time, the manager, he's micro manager. I'm macro manager. I tried, to build the trust with the people that working with me, not under me.
Good, like that.
Okay. At the same time, make the people not just to like the business, to like you first, to follow you more than follow your instructions.
To believe you.
Exactly, to believe in you.
Yeah.
Whoever that they are actually around me, they are those people, by the way. Because of that, I told you the trust, it is so difficult.
Yeah.
And alhamdulillah, even my partners, thanks God,
Alhamdulillah.
they were working with me since 14 and more than that, mashallah.
MashaAllah.
And I got them, by the way. I push them to be managing my business, to be my partner. They were normal people. Now, mashallah, they are, mashallah, rich. They are, mashallah, successful.
Yeah.
You got my point?
Yeah.
This is how it looks like. Even if you have, for example, my office boy. Hi, how are you? Are you happy today? Okay, let us, to move. I'm dealing with them like my friends. Not like the people who's working under me or for me.
Yeah.
This is this point. Each entrepreneur, he has to be knowledgeable about it. Let the people to love or to be full love with you, to follow you because they are believing on your vision. And when you will have any problem, they will support you. Not they will leave you. You get my point?
Yeah. What a way to conclude Level Up. That was so good. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for tuning in to our show. We had the pleasure of speaking to Dr. Majida as well here, an Emirati businesswoman and the visionary behind the UAE's first electric car. But there was so much more to that conversation, and we could have probably gone on for a part 2. But I'm so delighted that you had the chance to join us. And I loved listening to your story and even your methodology in leading by example and not just leading. I think it was fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.